Okay, this is how you make coffee in a French press. It's pretty much widely accepted this is the best way to fix a cup of coffee. Um, Things you're going to need. You're going to need a coffee grinder, obviously, because you want to use fresh beans when you do it. You're going to have some beans. If you don't have good well water, I would suggest getting a Brita or pure water pitcher. And you're going to need a French press. And some people brew their water in a teapot on the stove. It's already takes a little bit longer than normal to do this process. So one of the things that we do to speed it up is we just run our hot water through our coffee machine first before you brew it. We usually wind up having a little bit of leftover grinds. Ideally, you want to grind it as soon as you use them, but that's not always going to be practical, so you're going to have some left over. And you want to have some type of little can to put it in to keep them fresh until you use them the next day. We just reused this Lavazza can. I think we've had this same can now for about 5 or 6 years. The Lavazza coffee in it was long gone, but we just keep putting the grinds that we have left over in that until we can use them the next day. And then the most we're ever going to leave it in there is probably going to be about 2 days, and then we'll do another batch of grinds and then use them fresh that day and then put the leftovers in that. Alright, the first thing you want to do when you're making your coffee after you get your grounds ground, I've already done that. Usually what I do is you want a coarse grind when you're using the French press, because if you do a fine grind, it's going to pass through the screen a little bit. You don't want to get the grinds in your coffee if you can help it. A lot of people use 2 teaspoons per cup. I like 1 a little bit better, so I'm going to do 4 cups. I always make an extra cup so you can leave some of the trudge behind. So I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll just use this little teaspoon skipper. You want to make sure they're level. If you heat them, it's going to be stronger. If you like strong coffee, that's fine. I've already got my water run through the coffee machine over here. I've got 5 cups on the mark here. Just go ahead and pour it in. And after you get it poured in, you want to go ahead and take something like a plastic spoon, because this is Pyrex and it's pretty tough, but they will break on you if you're not careful. And just go in, once you get your grounds put in there, stir it up for a little bit, make sure they all get good and saturated. A little bit's going to stick to your spoon. Try to knock them down in there if you want to. The French press plunger's got a little place on it where you can spin around where the water will come out. Make sure that's to the back, and just sit that on the top. And then you want to steep them for 4 minutes. And that's pretty much ideal. If you do it longer than that, it'll be stronger. So I'm going to wait with the steep, and then after that I'll be right back. Alright, we're coming up on the 4-minute mark. Obviously you want to use some type of timer so you can keep up with it, because you're probably going to be doing this while you're fixing your breakfast. And if you're like me, you're doing more than one thing at a time while you're fixing your breakfast, so we got multiple timers for that. If you don't, then you'll wind up forgetting. There's the timer, the 4-minute mark. Shut that off. Alright, once you got your 4-minute timer went off, you want to go ahead and plunge your grinds. Just push it down real nice and easy. And then you want to look through the spout and turn it around to where you can see the opening. Grab a hold of the top here and just slowly pour it back into the coffee chair, pot, whatever you want to call it. And you want to kind of pour this slow. And the idea behind using the French press is it extracts more of the flavor and the oils out of the coffee bean grinds whenever you do it this way. If you just run water through it, you don't get as much of the oils. And after I get done pouring it, I kind of let it run back down, so if anything's caught on the top of the lid, and then just tip it forward again real easy, and that'll be on the side of the beaker and it'll run all out. Drip it out till it quits dripping. That's pretty much good enough there. I've already got my sugar in there because I make my coffee with sugar. Pour it in there. And then my second cup of coffee goes back on the coffee pot that's turned on, keeps it warm till I'm ready to drink it. Stir this up. And I like to keep a paper towel laying around so I can just lay this on it and reuse it when I get ready to do it again. And it keeps putting a sticky spot on the counter. Okay, that's for all you guys who aren't familiar with French presses. Pretty much took the mystery right out of it, didn't it? And here's a fresh cup of coffee. Cheers. And it will be probably one of the best cups of coffee you've ever had. If you've never drank it out of a French press, I highly suggest you get one. Look around at salvage places for them. You can pick them up anywhere from 10 to 15 bucks. If you go to higher end places, they're going to cost more. They pretty much do the same thing. Ours is a Franken press. What I mean by Franken press is it's 3 different French presses that's been put together to make one, because the beaker has been broken, one of them along the way. I like this one with a plastic shell on the outside of it because it protects it better while it's just sitting around. When you get ready to wash it, you can just pop it out. You can see it's not anything but a press pot. It's just a beaker. It slips right back down in there. Some of the other ones fit a little bit tighter. You can pop that out and wash it. The screen's got a hole in it from something getting caught on in the sink, so you want to be careful. You can take this thing completely apart and clean it if you want to. Basically what I pretty much usually do is just I'll leave it sit until I get ready to use it again, and I just rinse it out with warm water. I've got some soapy water in the sink, then I'll go ahead and wash the beaker out real good, because you don't want to leave a bunch of flavors behind from the last one. Last pot you just brewed, especially if you're switching off from one brand to the other or something like that. It's real low maintenance and easy to keep up with. I mean, it's pretty much just sits around, does nothing most of the time, but it will make you one of the best cups of coffee you ever had. Hope everybody enjoyed the video, and give French press a shot if you hadn't ever tried it. I won't never go back, I'll tell you that. Everybody have a good one. Thanks.